The Story of Martha. Illustrator Hermione Granger, Ishita Sharma, Gemma Josh, Kanika Nair, Kavita Madana, Manjari Chakravarti, Rajiv Verma Banjara, Saitya Rani, Sonal Gupta Vaswani, Shri Krishna Kedilia, Suvidha Mistry. Level 4. Martha was an 11-year-old girl. Marathon was her passion. She joined her school marathon club and succeeded in all her marathon contests and made everyone proud. One fine day, while Martha was eating her breakfast, her mom leaped into the dining room and hugged Martha. Did not understand anything and was confused. Then her mom said Martha was selected for the district level marathon competition. Martha was so happy. She decided to practice very hard for the competition. Then she called her cousin and best friend Zoe, who studied in the same school as Martha, and told her about the same news. Zoe was also a marathon runner but wasn't as good as Martha. In fact, Zoe envied Martha, but the news of Martha being selected for the district level made Zoe envy turn into jealousy. As soon as Martha hung up the phone, evil thoughts began flooding Zoe's mind. She was thinking of a plan to not let Martha participate. That is when Zoe's older brother Zen interrupted her thoughts. He was curious of what kept his sister so lost in his thoughts. Zoe opened up and told everything. Zen, who was unlike his jealous sister, felt happy for Martha, but he did not say anything about it to Zoe. He had a plan in his mind. He would listen to Zoe's evil idea and inform it to Martha. And both of them would figure out a way to stop her. Zoe said that she would somehow injure Martha's leg so that Martha could not play, and since she is selected second best marathon runner, she wouldn't be selected. Zen had his own plans. Soon Zen was walking to Martha's house to tell her about Zoe's evil plan. Martha, on the other hand, refused to believe him. She trusted Zoe. Even though Zen told her everything, she still refused to believe. The sun was beginning to set, and Zen was walking home, thinking that what he could do to save his cousin's sister. Soon he came up with a plan. Time flew, and it was finally one day before Martha's competition. Everything was going as per the plan for all the three of them. Martha practiced very hard. Zoe was working on executing her plan, and Zen was setting up some costumes for his plan. The sun set that day. Martha and her parents went out that night, as Zoe had invited all of them for a family dinner at her home. Everybody in the family was present at Zoe's house. Zoe sat next to Martha during dinner time as usual. They were casually chatting, but Martha did not mention anything about Zen's warning of Zoe's evil plan. That night, everybody's attention was on Martha, which made Zoe very jealous. So she set out earlier to execute her plan. She went to the nearby forest and examined for any dangerous animal, and then switched off the lights in the streets so that Martha wouldn't have a clue of where Zoe was leading her. She then spotted Martha in the corner of the room, standing alone. She invited Martha for a walk, which was actually a plan for injuring Martha's leg. Although everything was going according to the plan, Zoe smelled something fishy about Martha. She seemed well different, but Zoe did not have any time for investigation. She carried on. She was talking with Martha and walked to the dark forest. She immediately recognized the trap in the grass that she had set for Martha and walked towards it with Martha by her side. On the other hand, The bright and always curious Martha did not have any suspicion, which was unusual. Zoe slowly led Martha into the trap, and suddenly Martha slipped and fell with a thud. Zoe smiled on the inside but pretended she was sorry from the outside. She helped Martha get up and examined the wound. It was a pretty big wound, just as she expected, and took her home. Soon Zoe went back home, screaming that Martha was hurt. Everybody looked shocked instead of immediately rushing and helping her. They said that Martha was standing right behind them. Then Martha appeared out of the crowd and waved at Zoe, telling her that she was right there for the past 30 minutes and that it was her brother Zen who was hurt. Zoe was terrified. She looked at the face only to see her older brother winking at her, and he whispered, "Your evil plans won't work as long as I am here." On seeing Zen wounded, everybody rushed and took him to the doctor for medical aid, while Martha and her family left home, as she had to wake up early morning for the following day's contest. The next morning, Martha woke up early and was surprised to get a phone call from Zen, telling her that what he said earlier was true, and that he had gone as Martha the previous night to trick Zoe. The next morning, Martha woke up early and was surprised to get a phone call from Zen, telling her that what he said earlier was true, and that he had gone as Martha the previous night to trick Zoe. Martha thanked him with her whole heart, and he said that it was brother's duty to protect his sister from his harmful people, even if it was against his own sister. And finally, it was time for the marathon to begin. All the students from marathon school was present to cheer her except for Zoe, who decided to stay home after what had happened the previous night. Martha ran confidently that she would get a prize, and yes, she did get a prize. The first prize. Everyone felt so happy for her. Even Zoe, after she heard that it was her sister and her best friend who had won. She immediately went to the arena to apologize after realizing with what a horrible mistake she had done. Martha accepted her apology, and both the sisters lived happily after. Thank you.